All right, let's jump right into chapter 4 of Calvin Mitchell's book, Immunity to the Leak of Fire. This chapter's called The Other Kingdom, and it explores a really fundamental tension. We're going to break down his argument in this quick explainer. So, right off the bat, the author gets straight to the point. He hits us with a question that, a lot of us probably think about. Can faith and critical thinking really coexist? His answer starts with this concept he calls the other kingdom. Now, what's that? He basically defines it as a whole competing spiritual system, one that groups together spiritism, the occult, and New Age beliefs. He sees it as a direct alternative to biblical faith. And wow, he uses some incredibly vivid imagery to get his point across. He paints these other philosophies as a kind of trap, writing, "The destroyer of worlds has constructed a Disneyland of philosophies, all functioning as bait with the intent to entrap you." Pretty intense, right? This is really the heart of his argument right here. He draws a super clear line in the sand. On one side, he puts spiritualism, which he says requires you to abandon logic and is built on relative truth. The end result? Contradiction and chaos. But on the other side, he argues, biblical faith is actually consistent with logic, built on absolute truth, and leads to a consistent, orderly pattern. Okay, so you might be thinking, but wait, what about miracles? How do they fit in with logic? It's a good question. According to the author, divine miracles don't actually contradict reason. He says they simply transcend it. They operate on a level that's beyond our everyday understanding, but still part of a bigger purpose. And that brings us to the final, really provocative question he leaves us with. If you accept his idea that truth is absolute, then you're left facing a pretty stark reality. What is the ultimate fate of a lie? And that question, well, that's at the very heart of his warning in this chapter.